Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 112 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. My name is Geige, and I'm here with Dan, of course. Dan, how are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm doing well. It's been a good week for anyone new here. Dan and I are the founders of StreamYard, and we do these town halls every single Sunday at 6 p.m. Pacific, and we do them for a few reasons. One is to stay in tune with you guys, go through the same flow you guys do when you do your own shows. Number two is to answer your questions. So if there's anything you'd like us to chat about, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. We'll do our best to get to them. And I always make sure we mention our three pillars, which are ease of use, stability, and professional stream. So if you're about those three things, StreamYard is the tool for you. See lots of people in the chat tonight. Thanks for hanging out with us. I think Gabriel, I think it's Portuguese, Larga Vida al Pato. I think that means long live the duck. Very cool. Thanks for watching. American English with this guy says, I've been using StreamYard for the last couple of months. It's so good. That's super kind of you. Thanks so much. Before I forget, shows. We have lots of shows these days. So happy to announce that StreamYard Connect with Ross Brand is starting back this week. So it's Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern. We've got the StreamYard Spotlight Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Dana and Kelsey, which is a show about you guys where they interview StreamYard users and how they're having success with the platform. We got Tech Talks Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern. Live stream reviews with Christian Saturdays at noon Eastern. We're going to have to come up with a landing page here. I'm going to run out of breath every town hall with all the shows we have. Coffee with the Ducks Fridays at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. And then a new one with Julie, Live Stream Impact Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern. So be sure to check the first one out and support Julie.
Cool.
Let's see here. I saw a good question. Where did it go? Here, Joe says, is there any chance that you can add an audience live call-in feature? Would be a different link than guest and would come with a name and question text box or call screening and an accept/reject option. Yeah, that's a good question, Joe. One way, just an immediate solution before we add it. One way people handle this now is using something like a Rodecaster. A Rodecaster is pretty cool. You can actually connect your phone directly to it. It's an audio mixer. And that way, people, when they call in, it goes directly to your audio feed and you can share it in the show. But definitely understand the desire to have this. It's something we've considered and we're definitely open to adding it. So I appreciate the suggestion there. Let's see who else we have here. Hey, Randall, nice to see you here. Some people saying my hair is a bit boring now. I'm sorry, you'll have to wait like another year before it's
a bit boring is what they said.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Justin says, I think there should be an app for StreamYard on the phone. Thanks, Justin. I'd be super curious what the main reason for that is, like what you're hoping to get out of the app. Is it the type of thing where, maybe you have some special microphones or something that you'd need an app to use or something like that? I'm curious why that's useful to you. Stephen Wick says, I streamed my online conference for 9 hours straight with Hoppin and StreamYard. It was a success. Thanks, Stephen. Super happy to hear that. Actually had a question along those lines that I wanted to ask, and that's what's the favorite event that you've ever been to? Super curious. Either in person, maybe one of each. I'd be curious. Before the pandemic happened? What's the favorite one that you've been to in person, and maybe post pandemic? What's the best one you've ever been to? I think we're going to start doing more events ourselves to interact with you guys in a sort of different format. So let us know. We'd love some inspiration as far as how we should do our events. We obviously already had some inspiration from Hoppin with their 2021 kickoff, which was awesome.
Cool. And I'm also interested, for anyone that has a favorite event, why? Like what kind of made that your favorite event? What was good about it? Or maybe anything you didn't like that you want to specifically point out. But most interesting, like what really made that event special?
Affinity says, hi guys, loving StreamYard. Thanks, Affinity. Question, I'm streaming to Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. How do I turn on YouTube Super Chat for a StreamYard broadcast? Thanks. So Affinity, it should, assuming you have the chat enabled, it should be on automatically. So if you have Super Chats, you do have to be approved for Super Chats. I know they're only available in certain countries and things like that. But if on YouTube, your channel has Super Chats enabled, they should immediately show up in the StreamYard broadcast. It's pretty cool. They have like a custom color based on the donation size and that type of stuff. So should happen automatically. If it's not, feel free to reach out to support and they can help look into that with you. Ross says, join us Wednesday for StreamYard Connect. We're having a panel of introverts in social media. You don't need to be an introvert to learn from our panelists. Cool. Thanks, Ross. Mark says, what are your thoughts on the ability to create one URL that would generate a simple landing page that lists all of the locations users can catch the live stream? Yeah, that's a really cool idea, Mark. And I've seen some people do that, basically just with their own sort of custom WordPress website. But yeah, I'd be curious how many other people watching, if that's something that you would use, the type of thing where, usually people do it, just people like for us, for example, town halls, everyone, well, not everyone, but we make sure we remind people that we go live at the same time every single week, so people sort of know to show up to it. But something where a landing page where people could subscribe and get notified. Yeah, I think that's a really cool idea, Mark. I'd be curious who else would enjoy that. Mueller says, any chance we can resize cameras or put them wherever we want on screen? Thanks for the suggestion, Mueller. We're open to the idea potentially. I don't know that we'll ever do it where you can fully, we want to make sure things are simple. So we're open to the idea of maybe making like a custom sort of area where you could make your own themes and whatnot and really get the customization that way. Don't know for sure, but that does actually remind me of a question we had tonight, which is, as far as the layouts, are there any new ones you'd like to see? I know picture-in-picture is something that has come up a lot. I'd be curious if there's any other layouts that people are keen on having that would be beneficial to you.
Cool. Yeah, it's always a trade-off for us. Like probably all of you watching know, just because we say it all the time, ease of use really is the main thing that we're focused on, and always just keeping things super, super simple. But yeah, trying to mix in how do we add some customization. So we're open to, drag and dropping, moving things around. It's just we would need to do it in a way where it's still incredibly simple. So who knows? Could come at some point.
Excuse me. Kelly has a good event, in-person Imaging USA 2019, focused on photography education. It was so interactive. The attendees were really friendly, made a lot of great connections, and walked away with so much info. Thanks for sharing, Kelly. That's awesome.
Cool.
Mark says, I would want the one-page URL because my company does shows 11 to 14 times a week. That's awesome, Mark. I'm curious, is it how many different shows is it? I'm super curious. Is it like just a couple shows, or you have like 14 different shows? I'd be curious to know.
Sweet.
Charles Matthews Show says like a booking system for guests. That's another lots of good suggestions tonight. That's a cool one. I'm curious, Charles, how in depth would that be? Could it be something as simple as just like a calendar integration that would make it simple for a guest on the page to say they want to be part of the show? Let us know. Kiro says, can we expect that the chat comments on Hopin to appear like this in the near future? Yes, Kiros, we're actively working on that. You can definitely expect that in the near future. Simon says, hey, any update on the feature where we have a timer for the host to see how long is left on the video that is playing? I don't have an update for you, Simon, but that is something we'd like to add, because definitely understand how your guests might not know, have seen the video for the first time and needs to know when it's going to end. So appreciate the suggestion. Tom says, favorite event, Pandemic Final Cut Pro Creative Summit. Very cool. Most are pre-pandemic. I'll be curious if, actually that's another one I'd be curious about. Is there any, have any of you been to a virtual event that was actually better than an in-person event? I'd be curious about that as well.
So obviously the huge benefit of not having to fly, not having to, buy tickets to actually go, and then, but yeah, forgetting that part, was there any that like just the experience itself was actually better? I'm sure there is. I've been to a few cool events online. It's different, but very cool.
Cool. Russ enjoyed several LinkedIn Live events. Yeah, awesome. I need to check out more LinkedIn Live events. LinkedIn released those not so long ago, and I thought it was a cool addition.
Yeah.
Julie says, Social Media Marketing World and Social Media Week Lima are the two best events for me. Very cool. Yeah, I attended Social Media Marketing World for the first time pre-pandemic, which was cool. It was only the second conference I'd ever really been to, so that was a lot of fun. I think I actually met Julie there for the first time, so that's fun.
Sweet.
What else did we have here? So, we announced this last week, but it hadn't actually gone live. So some of you might have been questioning, the recordings don't actually feel faster despite the announcement. But now it is actually live. Is there anything you want to add there, Dan?
Yeah, we forgot to mention it last week, but we didn't actually release it until midweek, so 3 or 4 days ago. But yeah, recordings are just when you click download after the video, it happens much faster. And we're continuing, like still hoping to make it even faster than this, but it's already significantly faster, which is it's nice to have.
Cool. Also wanted to welcome a couple new developers that recently just joined us, Bora and Yusuf, which is awesome. They joined us last week, so we're super excited to have them on the team.
Cool. Yeah, very excited.
Also, another question for you guys, podcasting. For those of you who do podcast, curious what tools, if any, in addition to StreamYard, you're using. Is it the type of thing where you just get the audio track from StreamYard, you do a record-only broadcast, or you actually do it live and then upload it to something like Anchor or one of the other podcast hosting platforms? Or do you do more? Do you use something like Descript or something else? Or maybe you don't actually use StreamYard for your podcast. You just do StreamYard for the live stream and do something else for the podcast. Curious to hear more about what you guys are doing there. Tristan says he uses Bcast for podcasting. I've never actually heard of that. I'll have to check it out. Jim's using Zencastr. I'm curious, Jim, is the main benefit you're getting from Zencastr the individual audio tracks, or are there other things that you like about Zencastr? Randall says it's real fast. Great job on the download. Thanks, Randall. Glad you're enjoying it.
Cool.
Letitia says, I use Anchor. Awesome. Yeah, lots of Anchor fans. Bacon Earth, I like your name. Question, can we please have the ability to choose the category when setting up a stream on Twitch? So yeah, currently you have to actually adjust it on Twitch, but that is something we'd like to improve in the future. Tristan said, spoke at an awesome event last week around Instagram, had so many good features, and audience was so diverse, and also still seeing people checking into the sessions afterwards. Interesting to be able to continue to engage afterwards. Yeah, that's cool that after the event, the ability to hang out for sure. Cool. It sounds like quite a few of you have been able to check out the sped up downloading, so that's really cool to hear. Pixel PS says, went to Vid Summit 2020 virtually and loved it. Taking care of my handicap sis, so virtual events makes it possible for me to be there. Thanks for sharing about Vid Summit. Yeah, I'll have to check it out this year. I think Vid Summit. I think that's the one by Daryl Eves. I think he does Vid Summit, but I'm not 100%
cool.
Jose says, would like a registration form where guests can actually sign up if you have a weekly show and send out the link automatically. Yeah, that's similar to the one before. That's a cool suggestion. Thanks, Jose.
Cool.
Marissa saying hi. Hey, Marissa, thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. Letitia says, question, what is the dimensions for overlays? They're just 1280 or 16 by 9, Letitia. There's also details on the tooltips for more info on each one.
Yeah, 1280 by 720 is usually best. You can also do them 1920 by 1080.
Keith says, I always host my show during your town hall, but I got done early tonight. Love the software, and it's been crucial to the organization. Any chance you're planning to incorporate Twitter as a destination since Periscope is shutting down? Great download speeds. Thanks, Keith. That's super kind of you. I'm glad you were able to hang out tonight. Yes, so Periscope shutting down is, as far as my understanding, is that the Periscope API will be turned into the Twitter API. So you should still be able to go live on Twitter even after Periscope is shut down, and we'll probably update the Periscope. Well, not probably. We'll definitely update the Periscope logo to Twitter so it's clear.
Yep.
Stephen outlining the podcast flow. Thanks, Stephen. I appreciate it. Download from StreamYard and process the audio file in Hindenburg Journalist Pro and upload to Spreaker to publish as a podcast. Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, it sounds like looks like there's lots of different setups here, which is
cool. I'm noticing that.
Yeah, Tim recording it on a Zoom live track L8 edit in Reaper and upload to Anchor FM. Cool. Yeah, I'll have to spend time going through all the comments because I see tons of different flows here, which is super useful. I appreciate you guys sharing those. Kelly says, FBK 2020 was another good one. Freelance Business Week. They use StreamYard as well. That's cool. Freelance. I'll have to check that out. Freelance Business Week. Let's see what else we had here. In case you missed last week, LinkedIn Live captions were recently released. So on LinkedIn, there's now automatic captions for it's only English for right now, but they plan on adding more in the future. Anything to add there, Dan?
No, I'm super excited about it. So actually, I guess there's one thing to add. It's only for English speakers at the moment. So they just have captions for English speaking users, but they are working on it for other languages as well. So hopefully that'll be rolled out fairly soon, and it'll just be turned on by default. So you don't have to do anything to turn it on. If you really want to turn it off for some reason, you can do that on LinkedIn. But I think for the most part, it's a good feature to have.
Also, I forgot to announce we'll be doing a, well, not me, but the StreamYard team will be doing a International Women's Day live stream event on March 8th. So be sure to tune in for that. Let's see here. Cool. I'm going to have to go back. Same with the events. There's so many cool event suggestions. Funnel Hacker Live, best event for entrepreneurs. I'm curious if anyone's done anything creative too with the virtual event stuff. I assume the 2021 FHL was virtual, so I'd be curious if they did anything interesting, Letitia.
Or maybe that's upcoming.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true.
We don't know.
Sounds like Christian has a fan for the channel reviews. Actually, not just Christian. D. Niman and Daniel Batal also do the channel reviews, but they're always on Saturday mornings, I think. So be sure to check those out.
Yeah, quite thorough. Long videos, very thorough. It's awesome stuff.
Nightwatch Zone says, when will we be able to upload more than one image at a time? I use 50 or more images in my streams. It would be great to be able to upload, 25, 50 or more all at once.
Cool. So actually, one follow-up question there, Nightwatch, I'd be interested, how are you using them? Like, are you using them kind of like overlays where they cover like a part of the screen and it's like a graphic, or are you just uploading like actual images that cover the whole thing? Because we are thinking through how to kind of support that better in general.
Cool. Charlotte says, strategies for hiding thumbnail switching so that people don't get dizzy on live stream. I would like to be able to have the speaker with a small visual studio. Do you understand that one, Dan?
Thumbnail switching.
Maybe if you could elaborate a bit, Charlotte. I'm not sure I fully, I think I'm missing something about the question. Kelly says, curious about the new video upload feature. When I click edit on the video and update the name, that also renames the person who's on screen.
Right. Yeah. So that actually renames everything associated with that person. We are thinking about renaming those just to use the actual file name and separating them from the person. But it's just because it came from that person, it just renames that person in general. Yeah. Sorry for the confusion. Working on it.
Gary says, in television production, IFB or talkback is crucial. IFB is the one-way comm from the director to on-air talent. Without the audience hearing, it would take your product to a whole new level. Please add. Thanks, Gary. That's a super cool suggestion. I appreciate that. I would be curious, would you want like a whole other backstage area for people to sort of communicate that you'd interact with them with, or would it be actually just in the main studio itself, just a way for you to, directly communicate with one person at a time? I'd be curious. Kadri says, do you support virtual background? So if you have a green screen, you can change your background. We don't have full-on virtual background without the green screen yet.
Do you want to do the giveaway earlier in the stream this week?
Yeah, so we don't forget. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
Just so, in case there's anyone that can't stay till the end as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So for anyone who hasn't been to the last, we've been doing these for a while now, but if you're new here, if you just type in #TheYard in the chat, you'll be eligible to win. And tonight we'll give away that T-shirt Dan's wearing and a StreamYard coffee mug. So good luck.
And these are some comfy T-shirts. I'm loving them.
Stuart says it would be great to have a movable video window to feature a sign language interpreter. Awesome. Yeah, that one has come up a bit, Stuart. We're definitely interested in making the platform as accessible as possible, so I appreciate the suggestion. Pixelpia says D and Daniel go live second Saturday every month for channel reviews. Awesome. Thanks, Pixelpia. Oh, looks like FHL will be in person in September. Cool.
In person, interesting.
I guess September's a ways out. I guess they're banking on things settling
hopefully,
down.
right? Yeah, hopefully.
All right, how many people do we have in? Dan, should we give them a few
We got a
more?
lot. Yeah, we got well over 100 comments. All right, let's do this. So for a t-shirt and a mug, you said?
That's right.
Cool. Best of luck, everyone.
Hector, congrats. Dana will reach out to you and ship you a mug and a t-shirt. Thanks so much for tuning in and participating.
Cool. Always exciting.
Yeah, definitely love doing the giveaways. Ross is asking if there's any way to save and download the transcript from a LinkedIn Live. As far as I know, no, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't think so. Good question, though.
Let's see here. Lots of hashtag the yards now, trying to find the questions again. We're also working on some new merch, by the way. So if you've already won one of the giveaways, you might be able to get a new item. Let's see here. David says, what do I have to pay to get this? If you are super keen on just getting a mug now, they are pretty cheap. If you just go to I don't think you can see it if you're logged in, right? And it's only if you are logged out. On the bottom, you'll see on the footer, you'll see a link to the StreamYard store, and you can actually just purchase one. I think they're only like $5.
Yeah, the merchandise store. Unless he's asking how much to get the giveaway tool.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so, but
well, if that's the question, we won't charge for it. Eventually, it will be free. We just need to actually get around to doing it. Joe Dog says, I plan on incorporating StreamYard into my in-person event in October to bring guests in virtually and interact with attendees on site. Cool. Yeah, hybrid type events are definitely, I think, going to be the way of the future. So thanks for sharing that, Joe Dog. Very cool. Gavino would like to upload larger GIFs. Thanks for the suggestion, Gavino. Diego saying, having some issues with the video share feature, wondering if something's wrong on my end. If you let us know, Diego, what the issue is, we can maybe help, but probably best to StreamYard support. We do have 24/7 support, and it actually, one thing cool shout out to the support team. We're now actually measuring it. Their response time on average is under a minute. You'll actually get response in under a minute, which is pretty cool. So if you reach out to them, they can help you figure that out. Information Man Show says, how about a StreamYard hoodie shirt? Those are also available in the store if you really want one. Lots of the requests for the giveaway tool. We definitely know it's definitely know you guys want it, and we will try to get it out at some point. Rosanna says, I use StreamYard for clients and to record some of my asynchronous lectures when I teach. That's awesome. Cool. Couple things before we run out of time here. Wanted to announce that we've said this a few times, but I forgot to say it in the last couple. We are working on a blog now, so I know tons of you guys have awesome thoughts and information to share on live streaming and tech in general. So we'd love to have you guys contribute to our blog. So if you just go to StreamYard.com/contact, you'll see a form there that you can submit to contribute. So please do that. We'd love to potentially feature you there. Let's see here. Leticia says, question, can you all offer water bottles as merch? The summertime is almost here. We don't have one yet, but that's a great idea. We'll certainly add that to the list of items.
Cool.
Tony says, need StreamYard app for iOS, makes it easier to use all the tools on my mobile live open houses. That's cool, Tony, that you're doing open houses live.
And same question that Geige had earlier. Is there certain things with the browser that just doesn't work for you? I know it's not perfect. Like the Safari is not amazing for some of our technology, but it is cool that you can just use it in the browser. So I'm curious is there just certain features it doesn't have in the browser? If you don't mind letting us know.
Heat says, is there a possibility of a video background on green screen option? So right now, Heat, it is just static images at the moment, but that is a common request, and it is noted. All right. Someone from LinkedIn saying they hold a StreamYard update room once a month on Clubhouse. That's cool. Appreciate that. Cornelius says, I want to present a PowerPoint. How does that work? So Cornelius, at some point we'd like to make it easier to share slide decks. For right now, your best bet is to just use the screen share option. So you just open up the PowerPoint, click screen share on StreamYard, and that way you're able to present your PowerPoint. It is easiest if you have two monitors. That way you can sort of have the PowerPoint in one place and StreamYard on the other, but you can also do it with one. Bop Nation just figured out how to add backgrounds to the broadcast. Thank you. Awesome. Happy to hear that.
Yeah, it makes a big difference, especially when you have a guest and you're in a layout like this. Huge fan.
Yeah, definitely adds to the branding of the broadcast.
And it's pretty, unlike overlays where it can be a little harder to think through, like, what do you want to add? What should it look like? You really have to design it. A background, I find, even just like go online, go to like a gradient website, like just color gradients. There's all these cool, like, find kind of your brand color. Maybe it's orange. Get like a nice like red to orange gradient. Download that as an image, and there's a good background.
Thanks for the added detail there, Gary. REIFB, a simple execution is a button in the guest window to allow the private talkback. Another way would be to use the chat window, but allow director to speak to on-air talent without it going out. Cool. Thanks for that. Tony says, the Safari browser makes the space too small for fast/easy use. When walking with the phone, the border of the browser takes up needed space. Thanks, cool. Tony. Jessica says, my big request is to add another admin for my assistant to be able to create streams for me. Awesome. Thanks for the suggestion there, Jessica. That's definitely something we're thinking about. And it looks like we're just about out of time. Let's see if I can find one last question. Luke, using StreamYard for all events on Hopin from now on, will the option to use it in sessions be available anytime soon? So for stages, an integration with the stage is coming very, very soon, and that will allow you to pop the comments up on screen and not have to deal with the custom RTMP option. Don't have an update regarding sessions, but you can, of course, use Hopin's built-in stuff for the sessions. So this was episode 112 of the StreamYard Live Town Hall. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Always a pleasure. We love getting comments from you guys and chatting with you. So see you guys next week at the same time, 6 p.m. Pacific.
Really appreciate it, everyone. See you next week.